Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be making the inserts for our book. Last time we bound it into the cover. We made the cover, or finished the cover last time. So we still need to add some mats, and we're going to make all the inserts. So let me move this aside. And the guide for this album it's the Frilly Fun album, and it is available on my Etsy shop, The Quiet Cat Paper Co. There's a link down below. The guide has all of the cutting instructions, and now that we're at the mats, it also has templates. And if you are not using the silhouette to cut the book, if you're just doing it with scissors or your paper trimmer, then you want to go ahead and print out the templates for the inserts on the mats onto cardstock, cut them out, and make templates that you can trace around, so that you can just trace them onto your pattern paper to make your mats and your and onto your cardstock to make the inserts. Now, as you can see, sort of here up on the top here, I have all of mine cut, all my mats cut, and I'm going to insert right now a little bit of screen grab from using my silhouette to cut these. The only thing I want to point out, because I don't think I mentioned it in the video, is the circles that come with the cut files are quite small. They're 1 1/4, and I decided late in the game that I wanted them bigger, so they're still small on the inserts, but it's easy enough. Just go ahead and resize to 2 1/4, okay? And then if you've got the if you're making your own traceable templates, this is a 2 1/4 inch circle, okay? All right, so I'm going to insert that now, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to show you now how to cut the inserts. All of the inserts are on the same 8.5 by 11 size as we used for everything else. However, you've got a lot of scraps, and I'm going to show you, you could either cut these on an 8.5 by 11 the same way you cut everything else, or to save paper and maybe not cut pieces you're probably not going to use, I'm going to show you how you can use your scraps and just cut what you want. Now, for instance, this is the inserts page 1. And if you're going to make it the same way I made mine, I only used 2 of these circles, so I don't need the third one. Now, you could either save a copy of this or just don't save it after you're messing around with it, or you can make another page, and that's kind of what I'm going to do. When I cut, I'm fiddling around over here with my scraps where you can't see, but I'll show you in a minute. When I cut the piece for the cover, I had to cut off a piece that was 6.5 by 12, right? So that left me a piece that's 5.5 by 12, and that's a nice good size piece that I can put some of these on. So I'm going to go over here and create a new document, and I'm going to go to my page size, and I'm going to set it to 5.5 inches wide. Okay, and then I'm going to set it to 12 inches long. Okay, so this is my new page size. So going back to inserts 1, page inserts 1, I want 2 of these circles. And you may not be sure what you're going to use, and you may just want to cut everything on 8.5 by 11, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just showing you here how you can use your scraps. Oops. And then I'm just going to move these over. Now, I only want the red lines. I don't need the blue lines, because those are going to be mats. And you're going to cut your mats exactly the same way. Create a document that's the size of the scrap that you have, and arrange your pieces on it, and then cut it, and only cut the blue lines. In this case, I'm cutting the main pieces, so I'm cutting the red lines. And then I do want this tag, so I'm going to copy that and bring that over. And I want this insert. Whoops. Don't want to do that. Move that back. I do want this insert. And I may, I may rotate some of these just to make more room. And then I am going to, I need to ungroup that so that I can get rid of just the inside. I don't need that, okay? And now I used 2 of these short inserts, short pocket, I don't know what I call them. And I could fit one on here, I'm pretty sure. Let's put that there. All right. I'm gonna get rid of that. And I don't know if I have anything on here small enough. I might have used 2 of those. Let's see, what else do we have? That's the side pocket inserts, and I did use a whole page for that. I'm not going to use this tab or this, and I'm not using the belly band. So I don't think any of those will fit on my scrap. So let's just cut another one of these. Whoops. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. I'm just going to cut another one of those because I don't want to waste. So I'm going to copy, paste. All right. Well, you know what I'm thinking? Hang on a second. Let me get rid of that. I'm thinking this piece and the circles, well, let me leave the circles for now, will fit on a smaller piece. And since this is a fairly big piece, I should go ahead, I'm going to duplicate it and cut that off of this big piece that I have, rather than using this wide piece to cut smaller ones. So let me do this, because those circles are small too, and I can fit those on a smaller scrap. And again, you do not need to do any of this. You can go ahead and just use 8.5 by 11 and cut the whole sheet. I'm just showing you how you can, if you want to use up your scraps. All right, so I'm going to cut 2 tags and 2 of these little fat, I forget, I don't even know what to call them. They're the exact same as the side pocket inserts. They're just shorter. Okay, so let's go ahead. You know what? I'm getting my paper ready over here. All right, so hopefully this is clear. You're going to do the exact same thing with your scrap. So just measure the scrap. If your scrap is, 2 inches wide and 6 inches long, then make your piece of paper that size and fit whatever pieces you can on it in order to save paper. If you don't want to be bothered with that, then by all means just cut your paper to 8.5 by 12, or if you've got a cameo, of course, you can just use your 12 by 12 and cut the whole sheet. All right, I'm going to stop with the screen grab, and we're going to go back to the camera where you can see this getting cut, okay? So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, let me slide that back for a minute. All right, so I've got my piece on here, and my mat is, even though this started out as a new mat, I've cut so much on it, it's not as sticky as it was. So I am just really burnishing this piece down well so that the pieces stay hopefully stuck to the mat. And I'm going to pull this forward and insert that. And you can see it looks just like it did on the screen, or it's not the full width of the cutting mat. And send. know what? I just realized, hang on, let me get this out of the way. Slide this back. I think in an earlier video, when I was telling you to cut your papers to 12 inches long, that I told you the silhouette portrait wouldn't cut 12 inches long. Well, it does, which I didn't realize. I don't know why I thought it wouldn't, but it does. You can see I laid this out to use the full length of the papers. So I was sorry about that misinformation that I gave you earlier. Okay, so here are our little side tags and a couple other tags. Here's a tag that I cut earlier. This was a test piece that I cut. And I've also cut side pocket inserts, which are these. And I am just going to continue cutting to give myself, I got to cut the circles and some other pieces. And since here's a piece that we used as a cutoff, it's a 3.5 by 12, so I'm going to put that into my silhouette and drop on whatever pieces I can that will fit on my 3.5 by 12, and I will be right back. Okay, so hopefully you got everything cut out. I am going to, the last time, in the last video, I didn't map these two inside sections because I was thinking about putting pockets or something there, but I have decided against that, so I'm going to go ahead and do these first. And did I ink that? Doesn't look like I did, so let me go ahead and ink. I am using walnut stain distress ink on this book. And it does go nicely with these papers. The paper is Fall Break from Cartabella, and I did get that at Country Craft Creations. I don't know where else it's available. I honestly didn't look. However, of course, you can use any paper you like. I used Santorini from Prima in the prototype album. And actually, I made several prototypes. I made one using a paper from 49 and Market as well that came out really pretty. Okay. And as throughout the whole book, I am using my art glitter glue to attach my mats. Down, right? All right, and you just want to center that. Okay. And then given a choice, you want to err more towards pushing the mat out this way than towards the spine, just because you don't want to bind up the pages, especially if you put any embellishments or whatever. Okay, so there's that one. This one, I want to make sure I've got right. I have a habit of going out of frame. Okay, now make sure I've got the right one. There's that. Now, we have this little pocket. You see that? And this piece here fits in this pocket. So let's go ahead and do this mat. Let me move some of these out of the way. I don't meticulously plan ahead like every single insert. Sometimes when I do books, I'll just go page by page and make each, make the inserts for each page as I go. this time, because I was using the silhouette, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to use where, and I didn't want to cut them one at a time. So I just made a bunch of things. You know, I knew I needed something for this pocket. I knew I needed side pocket inserts, but otherwise I just sort of made a whole lot of things, and then I decided where I was going to put them after. So this goes in here. All right, just like that. I apologize for my kitty, who seems like I do it every video. He's still got that cold, and the vet has me putting saline on his nose to keep it moist and also to help him sneeze, which he's doing. Okay, now in here, I'm going to put this little short fat tag like that, and then this piece here, which is just this is just a square piece of scrap that I had. I didn't cut this with the silhouette. I just grabbed it and made a mat for it and rounded the corners with my corner rounder. So it is, looks like about 3 1/8 by 2 3/4. All right, and then the mat is, hang on, the mat's 3 1/8. The cardstock is 3 3/8. So that's 3 1/8 by 2 1/2. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use, let's decide. Do I want to use the checkerboard? Yeah, I think I'm going to use the checkerboard on the tag and the trees on the square here, whatever it is. You will find this tag, I believe this one is on the same page as the side pocket, which we're going to make one of those. I didn't in the prototype album, but I am going to make one for this album, so I'll show you how to do that. And I think we're probably going to go ahead and put an eyelet here, but let's do this one first. Let me get that out of the way. I think it's blocking your light. Is that better? There, I think that's better. Okay. I think I need to get some baby wipes. The tissues that I'm using are leaving residue behind. Okay, now let me grab, here is my, oh, that's my corner rounder. Grab my crocodile and maybe okay. And I guess probably I should mark whereabouts. Just mostly I just eyeball. That, and let's grab a grommet. And I'm using these. I think this copper one. It's the same as the one I used earlier in the project on those flaps. Just like that, okay? And I have, this might be a little small, but we'll see. Yeah, I think that's too small, but I have a bigger one. looks cute. Okay. And let me just trim that so it looks nice. All right. Those two go here. Just like that, okay? Now let's look at the next page. The next page is this one that has the waterfall, and it does not get any inserts. This page gets just a little circle tuck spot. So I just need to pick, and I think that looks pretty cute. Got the leaves don't stand out very well. That little truck's cute though. Let's see, I'm going back here because I also need to put ones here, and I need to decide on those as well. Let's see, I'm not going to want to use that there because I have, that would work. Well, I've got two of these check ones, and I know I don't want to use one here, so I'm going to go ahead and use the check here. Okay, so this, I'm just going to mat the circle. Okay. Just center it on the larger piece. Varnish it really well. And then I am going to put it here, but at an angle. I'm not going to try and get these stripes perfectly up and down and side to side. And then I'm just going to glue 1/2 of the circle from here to here, just along the edge, like that, and put it right there to form a tuck. Okay, and we'll let that dry before we tuck anything in. All right, then we have this one. And I have several things that could go here. I've got these little tags, which are cute. And I also have, let's see, I've got these short ones, which are actually designed, these shorter tags are designed to go in these pockets. So I definitely want one of those. Not that one. Maybe that one. Not that. No, I think I'm going to go ahead with this and one of these. Okay. Okay, just brush that down. And this one. All right, I'm holding this very awkwardly. Okay, there we go, that's easier. That. All right, this one is going to go like that. Carefully. That looks really cute. And then this one, we're going to go ahead and give a grommet. Oh, got the wrong one. Okay. Just going to go ahead and punch it. I lost the packaging for these little eyelet grommet things, but I'm pretty sure they're We Are Memory Keeper, which is also who made the crocodile. And I got those at Joann's, I think. Maybe Hobby Lobby, but I think Joann's. All right, and that can go in there, just like that, and tilt it. And I don't think I'll put a tie on that one. Okay, this one doesn't get any inserts. This does. This gets 2 inserts. It gets one of these, and then I may only give it just the one. I don't know. We'll see. Because it also gets a side pocket insert, the large size side pocket insert, but I didn't make one for it. So I may go back and make one later, but it could really use anything, and that's just what I happened to use on the other book that I made. I could just use another small tag with it. One thing that would be cute, this is an autumn themed book. If you were going to give it as maybe a Thanksgiving gift, or you know, if you were going to somebody's home and you were going to take it with you. Whoops. I'm going to see this. Might go there. I don't know. We'll play with it and see. For now, I'm going to leave it like that. What you could do with the big side pocket inserts, which we're going to make in a minute, is put like a recipe or something on the back. Might be cute, or use them for thankful thoughts, something like that. Let me get this out of the way. Now, this we need to make our pull tab, because if you don't make some sort of tab for this, handling this frilly edge to try and open and close it, pretty soon it's going to get damaged. So we want to put something sturdier there, and I'm just going to leave that open for the moment and get it out of the way. So you're going to need the other 2 circles. Remember, these are 2 1/4 inch circles. And let's see, both of these are going to, deciding on my mats. Okay. For my glue. There it is. I ordered one of those, I don't know what they call it, but those fancy pins to go in the glue. They have all these little beads and things hanging off them. And as soon as it comes, I'll show it to you, and assuming I like it, I see no reason to believe I won't, I'll give you the link. It's an Etsy shop where I got it. Okay. So I'm going to put the smaller one on this side, smaller print, and the larger print on this side. So what you want to do is just center it top to bottom with about half of it hanging off the edge. All right, and I'm going to open this just to make it a little easier. Let me get that out of the way. Whoops. All right. All right, so we need, and it's okay if you glue the whole thing. Just make sure you don't get glue all over the place, because you're going to attach the other one on the other side of it, and so it's no big deal. But you just want to, you really need to glue half of it. Okay, just like that. And then you want to center it like that, maybe down a little bit. Okay, and then I haven't really pushed it down because I don't want to push the glue through the openings of the little lacy pattern. Now you're going to fully glue this one. Like that, and this is directional. I want to make sure I put my trees right side up. And you're just going to put it right on top of the other one, sandwiching that lacy edge in between. Make sure you get them lined up, and then press them firmly together. And you can go ahead and open this. I don't know if you can see. I'm trying to find a way I can get it under the camera. Okay. There's a magnet in there, and the paper clip got stuck to it. Okay, just like that, right? Okay, and here's where we're going to make the side pocket, but we'll get back to that. Let's go ahead and make our inserts, side pocket inserts. So there's 4 of them. You don't have to do 4, you could do 2, or you could do none if you don't want to do any. And I have here my, I need to choose my mats. That one. That one. And that one. That'll give me 4 different ones. I like to have either 4 different ones or 2 and 2. I don't want to have 3 and 1 because that would drive me crazy. Okay, put that over there. One. I got glue on myself there. Yeah, I think I started to talk about choosing mats earlier and got off track. The point that I was trying to get to in a roundabout way is that sometimes it's easier to just make a whole bunch of inserts and tags and things like that and then decide where to put them after, as long as you make the ones for the places you absolutely need one. Third one, and here's the 4th one. Okay, sorry about that. Tomorrow, the day after I'm recording this, is my trash day, and I always have a little alarm set up for the evening before so I don't forget to get it ready. Okay, so what I was saying is these are a pretty big size. You could use these to put something you could write on, lines or whatever for thankful thoughts for the people who are guests at Thanksgiving if you were bringing this as a gift. Or you could put recipes on these. There's a lot of cute things you could do with these because they're a good size. Okay, so let me show you. These are going to go, let's see, I think I'm going to use this one because it kind of picks up on the check that's there, right? Well, this has a 2, and this one. And I'm going to use this one. Yeah, I don't know. I may move these around, but I think pretty much any one is going to look good. This paper is so pretty. It all goes together. Okay, now we have this spot, and this, what you're going to do, the side pocket. So let me grab that and get this out of the way. This is the side pocket. Now, if you look at the mat for the center of this, you will see this is essentially exactly the same size as those 4 side pocket inserts that we just made. However, I've just added tabs to the sides and bottom to make a pocket out of it, like an envelope, but it doesn't have a closure. And actually, I'm going to show you how to score this. I scored one line that I shouldn't have. So I'm going to show you how to do it because it's not as straightforward as all that. All right, so here's the piece. You're going to score this largest bottom flap from point to point. You shouldn't score this, which I did. I wasn't paying attention because you're not going to bend it. Then these side pieces, here's where it gets a little tricky. You're going to score from this point here not to this point, because that would be at an angle, but to this point where it just starts to bend down. So you're going to score from here to here, and then from here to here, okay? Not here, but out here, all right? And then, let me go ahead, and again, I scored this, but you shouldn't. I'm going to see if I can just burnish that a little and make it vanish somewhat. Okay, so you're going to bend these in the two sides. Okay, and then the bottom comes up like that. Right, so let's go ahead, and I've got my mats. Let's see, that one goes there, and that one goes there, and this little one goes down here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I think it'll be easier to mat these while it's flat than to try to fold it up first. Well, you have to anyway with these side pieces because they overlap. Whoops, this way. All right, and this is going to be the piece in your files. It's called the side pocket pocket. Technically, I guess it's an envelope and not a pocket, but since it doesn't have a it doesn't have a tab that closes it, I'm calling it a pocket. And you could make 4 of these and use these in the side pocket instead of the ones that we just used. So if you like these better, just bear in mind you're going to add, a fair bit of bulk. Oh, excuse me. I've got a broken tooth, I think I mentioned, so I'm talking a little funny, I think. But anyway, it would add a fair bit of bulk if you put these, especially with something in them, in all of your side pockets. But you could. Yeah. I think this is the sixth or seventh video I've recorded this weekend. I said I'm having my tooth fixed tomorrow, and I'm not entirely sure how. I'm certainly not going to feel like speaking too much, I think, for a few days. But I figured if I had all the videos shot, I could edit them and get them ready to post. Okay, so then these are going to go like that, with that. Okay, that's cute. And then this one is going to go there. And I could use that, but I kind of want to use this. I haven't really used it too much, so that's the one we're going to use. And this will kind of hide where I scored where I shouldn't. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now we are going to put just a thin bead of glue, and I have some glue on the kind of balled up on the tip there, so let me get that. Just a thin bead of glue right along there. Let's fold that over. Okay. And then this one, we want to be careful because we don't want to glue the pocket shut, so we're just going to do a little bit right along here. Right? Okay. All right, so now we have our side pocket pocket, and we could put a couple of tags into it or whatever we want. But I have a couple of tags, so that's what I'm going to put in. And let me bring the book over. All right, so for instance, where I put this one, And of course that's a very bulky page already, so maybe not the best one to choose. But this would just slide right in. Whoop. Just like that, right? And nobody would even know, but it is a pocket. But however, I am using this one in the, this is going to go in this vellum pocket. So let me go ahead and make these 2 tags to go in it. And let's see, I think I'll use that and that. When I first, oh, I just dropped my pin on the floor. I hope I find it. Gone forever. Okay, so I find it the hard way. When I cut all my mats, I inked them, and I just inked both sides because I had no idea which mat was going where or which side I was going to want up. Of course, you don't need to pre-ink. I was just trying to have everything ready so this video wouldn't be too long. Okay. And then this one. Goes there. All right, and I am going to punch these holes. Okay. You don't have to use eyelets like I am. I'm just using them because they're handy and I had them out before, so I'm using them. But certainly regular hole reinforcements would be just fine. Okay, and I don't think I'm going to put 2 in there, but we'll see. So we have to decide. This is going in here. And do we want to put it in like that? I don't think so. I think I'm going to put it in this way. And the fact that it's a pocket, you know, that keeps coming up. I think I need to put a little more glue right there. Well, maybe not. I guess that's all right. Like that. And then slide these in as well. At least one of them. Well, they don't really show. They're kind of wasted. Maybe I'll put them somewhere else. Hang on. Let's see. Put one there. Remember, this pocket opens. Whoops, I missed. So you could put them backwards so that the frilly edge shows. Kind of like that. That's pretty. Maybe I'll leave them there. All right. And, oh, you know what? We needed one of those for here. I forgot. Okay. There we go. That goes there. So people can see it's a tuck. All right, so we have completely finished the inside of our book, and we just need to add the mats and some decoration to the cover. And that should not take us too long. So I will be back shortly. I'm just gonna take a little break, clean up. I've got all kinds of stuff around me you can't see. I'm gonna clean up all this stuff, get myself organized, come back, and we will finish the cover.